Hey, what's up, guys? Sean Zing, the Connection Machine, aka the Insurance Doctor, and
Sean Abrams.
Anthony Rosa.
hey, guys, we just wanted to jump on. We again want to be proving and providing value consistently. So we want to talk about things that will help you with your lifestyle. Lifestyle, guys. And we're not going on diets. We're not going on just workouts. We're talking about changing your lifestyle. And one word that I found that's so important today, it's commitment. A lot of people don't want to commit to things. They want to do things for a few short days, couple hours, and then all of a sudden, shit hits the fan. And they're like, I'm done with this. But I want to go into like what you guys think about as far as commitment. Sean, how important is commitment to you in your life, in business, in general?
It's literally everything, right? It comes down to, for me, if I'm committed, I'm making the effort, right? If I'm not committed, I'm half-assing everything. And it's something I've learned over the past few years that when I'm committed, I accomplish the shit that I want to accomplish. It's just that simple, right? And when I'm not committed, guess what? Those are the stuff that goes on the back burner. Those are the things that, are like, man, I wish I could have done that. And then I'm always like, well, maybe that wasn't, the right thing I was supposed to be doing. Maybe it was, but I wasn't committed to it. And you just won't know because you didn't put in the effort, right? So that's kind of where it comes down for me. It's just about giving yourself the dial in on the effort.
Yeah. What do you think, Ant?
For me, breaking down that word, I think, when I'm commitment kind of gives me anxiety sometimes, right? Because, especially if I'm thinking of the goal or that I'm trying to attain, sometimes there's a timeline on it. And I think that for myself, I don't want to speak for most, was always going through a process of, am I there yet? Am I there yet? And obviously not being satisfied with where I was. So, for me, what I try to do is kind of like break it down and compartmentalize, and structure certain things that, small little successes that I could do perfect that will kind of get me one step smaller, closer towards that goal. So, it really just breaking it down and being committed to how I'm breaking it down.
I like how you said that as far as breaking things down. A lot of people need that. That's what they are afraid of. If I try this thing, whatever it is, I need to know all the steps to it. And if you are not breaking things down, this goes hand in hand with what we talk about as far as fitness, getting involved with programs, even across business lines. If you can't break down things for people so they understand it, they will never commit. They're going to be like, you know what, I'll just move on. But if you go into detail, like I tried to explain, and for example, my last workout, I talk about what I did and how there's a system in place. And if you follow the system, it works. But if people don't know the system, they just say, do a workout, they won't understand what that means. People think going for a walk is enough today. Going for a bike ride where you're not even going up and down hills and things, you just want a flat ride, that doesn't do anything for you. But if you're pushing yourself, increasing intensity, but people don't understand it because they were never broken down as far as those steps to make things happen.
Sure, and I'd like to ask Anthony, what do you feel like? I've really realized this a lot is that people will put the big goal in the short time frame and the smaller goals in the longer time frames. So they're not fulfilling those small steps along the way to a bigger goal, right? So when you're breaking it down, is that time frame your choice or is that time frame somebody else's choice?
I think that, it's funny how I look at time, right? I don't look at time as seconds and minutes. I look at time as moments. And there's no way that I can measure, as a finance coach, there's no way that I can measure, the amount of points your score would go up, by lowering your utilization and removing derogatory items. You can give an example, but, you're not going to give someone an exact. Similar to Sean with your journey, you can't say, I want to lose 50 pounds and 7% body mass in 90 days and then not have some type of structure or plan to do it. It could take you a little bit more than 90 days because you're not putting in max effort. So it really is up to you, right? But I would take away time as minutes and seconds, and more look at it as moments, and try to take advantage of each moment.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that idea of just being in the present, right? And handling what you got to do on a daily. Well, when you're talking like a bigger goal, right? Let's say the financial side, somebody wants to get to this place, they want to buy a house in like 2 years, right? Obviously, that's a long enough goal that we can kind of shoot out. I'm not trying to shortchange the big goal, right? So when they do that, and then you break down those steps, like now we're building a process. And I don't know if you guys follow it. Do you know what the be do have is?
What is that?
Be do have?
Go for it. Let's add value. That's what we're doing, brother.
All right. So it's just a process on how to
Take notes.
on how to build a goal. Because a lot of us get into the idea of, like you're saying, is I'm not ready, right? I need to know my steps. I need to know that I can do this. I need weights. I need more money. I need a better job. I need better hours, whatever it is that we're not ready for the next step, right? And so it's a way to kind of remove that and say, all right, I want to buy a house in 2 years. Okay. So we're going to pick a date out in the future. That's my goal, is I want to have a house, right? So we're actually going to do it backwards. We're going to start with the have. Okay. So we're going to buy the house, 2 years. And then, all right, what do you have to do in order to buy that house? One's get a financial coach and better my credit scores, right? 2 is to save some money. 3 is to, find a house, get a realtor, and kind of start that process and see what we want in our list, right? And then the last step is, when you accomplish that, what is it going to feel like when you get there, right? So now you're gonna be like, man, I'm gonna be excited. I'm gonna have something of my own. This is gonna be awesome. It's gonna be valuable. It's gonna be mine. And you can feel it, right? Like I can feel it now just thinking about the first time we bought a house. And the best part is you already have that inside of you. There's no reason to be ready. You already have it. So now just go do the stuff, and you'll have the answers when you get to the end of the goal, right? And that's just a simple process of breaking down and finding your steps along your goals. So.
It's funny that you kind of brought us there, because really you hit it on the money, and a lot of us, in a sense, of the things that we really want, sometimes it goes from a physical standpoint or a monetary, where I want to say I want to make $1 million this year, or most of us fall into the category of, I want to make $100 million this year somehow, right? But what would that happiness bring you? What would you buy? And when you buy that, what happiness would that bring you? And then to really ask yourself, well, as I break things down, the happiness that this is bringing me, if I strip away the monetary part of it, can I still have that happiness? And I think that if you look within yourself and be committed to what you really want, you can really find that right within you. So, I'm glad that you brought it there, and that was powerful.
Yeah, it's like that Simon Sinek, what's your why? Where do you want to go? And we were on a live last week, and my buddy Batu brought it out. He's like, every time I talk to somebody, it's like, well, I want to lose weight. And he's like, why? Well, because I think I'll look better. Why? Right? And we keep diving to actually get to that true essence of what it's going to do for you. Right. Not the external of what you think it's going to feel like or what you're projecting out into the world, right? Like, what's it going to do for you in here that's going to make this change, right?
That goes with your happiness, though. A lot of people have a different definition of what happiness is. And some people need materialistic things. Some people just need to have experiences, which I'm more in the experience now. I don't care about what kind of car you have, how big a house you have. I care about spending quality time with your family, with your friends. And I mean, geez, right now, with all the time I've spent at home, because my daughter's immunosuppressed, my wife's pregnant, so we are fearful of getting this virus. So we're on an island in our house, and I try to do different things every single day. But I think about it, and I talk about it last night with my wife, we would never have this amount of time together with our daughter ever. I mean, I would have probably 3 or 4 hours a day with my kid, and I get to enjoy all this extra time and still work and have a lot of time to play. But that's differences as far as happiness. And Jano said it earlier. He said 1% better every day. That will get you to that success, to that happiness, to that different level that you want in whatever it is, fitness, in business, in life, because you have to have some kind of goal, some kind of processes, some type of systems. But it all goes back to that commitment. If you have all these things, you have to make sure. That's why I love doing selfies, to prove that we're actually working, that we are doing things.
Yeah, no, I like that. It's funny because it's, and don't get us wrong, right? Money is okay. Money is how the world kind of transacts, right? And how we kind of move ourselves and be able to free ourselves to make bigger commitments to ourselves, right? There's a difference between chasing the money or having the money allow you to chase what you want. And that's what's been a big change in my mind personally for the past 3 years, is that, I used to, as a younger guy, go back and be like, man, I got to get a better job. I want to make some more money, right? I wish I could go and have some more materialistic things here and there. And that's okay if that's what you want at the time. But as I transpose myself, is more about, I want the freedom that the money can offer me, so I can literally spend the time with the people, right, that I want to talk to, that I want to help, that could be impacted by what we're talking about and where we want to bring ourselves and our lives and our families and everybody along with us. I want to lift everybody up, right? And that's what I want.
I think that a lot of us want that, and the challenge of just kind of just being repeatedly beat up, kind of pushes that idea of that goal into a someday I'll get there, or someday I'll do it, or one day. And in so many conversations on a daily basis, sometimes, I had put a post up about sweat equity. And, I think that as influencers and coaches and mentors and still students, we have to have that sense of urgency to, to really get things done, right? Because that freedom will only come for those that will continue to climb to the top of the mountain. And although it's tough and rough and you might trip and fall, it's bound to happen. And so, Sean, how have you been able to kind of roll with the punches? I mean, you've definitely shared your journey with us. You've impacted so many lives. You have you were affected by the COVID personally, and you and your family were still able to stay together. And I can only imagine the strain and pressure, but still to be able to push every single day. Where do you get that commitment and drive from? Not only from your family, but how does it come from within?
That's a great question, dude. I love that.
Awesome question, man. And I enjoy personal and being transparent, because this is how you are authentic. I like to be authentic and be real. My whys, man, like, I wake up every single day. I want to focus on improving myself, to better myself, and staying positive. A lot of people are not positive. And my wife and I'm the most positive one of the two of us, but we need both of us we kind of even each other out. She worries more. She thinks the worst of things, and I try. And so we kind of battle, and I'm the one that kind of pacifies or tries to pacify something that's happening with us. There's things that go on in our life, and we wanted to share it with everybody, because a big thing I found is mental health in this world is something that people don't want to talk about. And everyone goes through things. We all have kids. That's why I wanted to make sure we get on this kind of live, because we can still do things, guys. Those that are watching us, if you're a dad, drop a comment if you're a dad, because when you're a dad, there's more things that push us every single day, because you know what? It's what we do to provide for them, but they're also watching us. We're mentors for our own kids. So I want to make sure, and I said this before when we did other lives and other interviews, I want to be that 60-year-old, 70-year-old dad that's still active as hell. I want to be like, wow, that's your dad? And be like, yes. I don't want to be that dad as, oh, my back hurts. I don't want to, I can't provide for my family. I'm sitting on the couch. I look like a bum. That's not me. That's not what I want to do. So that drives me too, is like, I need to change the way I am physically, emotionally, socially, because it's so important for the future. And I know others out there, that's on your mind, but you have those excuses. Oh, I can't do things. I can't be like Sean. I don't have, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. We just use it differently. And I focus, and I have a lot of things. People say I have no time. Well, I'm a teacher. I'm a coach. I'm a fitness coach. I'm a union president. I am a dad. I'm a brother. I'm a friend. These are all things that we're all involved in, but I know how to focus. When I work, I bust my ass and I work. When I play, I play. You know, that's how important that is.
Dude, I think that's an interesting key that you said at the end though, is literally the focus. And it's something I've been reading a lot about. I'm reading a book called Limitless that is more about how to learn more in less time. So that way you can impact your own daily habits. And it's really the whole point right now is about focus and how, you know, if you can get more hyper focused in 90-minute spans, you can get more done. Because every time you take a break from something, you know, that multitasking, let me pick up my phone, I got a message while I'm talking to you guys, you know, whatever it is, or take a selfie. Hey, hold on 1 second. It literally takes you about 20 minutes to get back into the mindset of what you're trying to accomplish. It was an interesting stat that put me. So now, even though it's a 30-second break or a 4-second conversation or a 3-second snapshot, another 20 minutes goes by before you're actually doing real focused work again. And so now you're taking that focus that we're talking about away from what you're trying to accomplish. So yeah, now you're wasting time versus maximizing time, which you thought you were doing by multitasking, right? And it's interesting. So I'm glad you brought that up. Like, it just happened to hit me the other day. I've been reading it the past 2 days about focus. So it's really cool that you see that. Is Anthony trying to talk?
He's on mute. There he is.
No, I'm just listening. I was getting my kids right now, and you know, it's funny. We're in the conversation of whys, and you know, for those that are listening, right? You know, why we do this, and we share, you know, our real stories and our real challenges is because there's so many ways on how we relate that if we don't talk about it, right, we'll never really be able to understand that we're not the only ones that are going through it. And if we don't hear how the ways we can get out of it, right, then how can we get out of the issue that we're in and head towards the direction that we want to go in? And I can't say it enough how I appreciate our relationship, and I don't mind, you know, being able to share or use a platform that I've created, you know, for myself as a finance coach, because it was a problem that I saw that I related to, that I connected with, that I wanted to solve. And so that's my purpose as a finance coach, is really to continue to inspire, connect and educate those that, you know, are sick and tired of being sick and tired. So, you know, I think that, you know, my main mission out of this today is really just to continue to push you guys as much as you're pushing me, you know, and if those that are watching aren't in a circle or don't have an accountability crew, get yourselves involved with one, you know, reach out to Sean, you know, reach out to myself, and let's just have a friendly chat, you know, and just kind of, you know, figure out what's going on and where you are and where you're trying to go, and see how we can get you there faster.
No, I definitely appreciate everybody, both of you, you know, taking some time out of your busy day. Guys that are watching, if you have kids, this is what we do. We still conduct business. We still have conversations every single day, even though we are a father as well. That's what I want to stress. We're all fathers. It's not an excuse. Enjoy your time with kids, but also get things done. And people understand it. They actually know you're real. When you're on the phone call and my daughter is, my assistant jumps on the call too. It's comical. They enjoy it, and they know you're a human being, and we're all going through this together.
Yeah, I love that because it's one of those things that we have our own little accountability crew, and we've been doing it with a bunch of dads. So we have like a little page called Dudes and Dads, and kind of trying to just promote some of that, especially the mental health stuff. I mean, for me, the past few weeks, I've actually started to write and really get things off my chest. And it's really helped me just bring out a whole bunch of emotions and things that I need to kind of get out of me and closure, and it's nothing that I've ever thought of doing. I just started it one day. I was like, I just need to change something. And because I'm an internalizer, I'm a processor, like I keep it all inside. And so one of those things was just starting to write, and literally things are coming to me, and like I'm starting to see bigger visions, and I can see a lot more clearly, and I can touch things, right? And do stuff like that. So it's been real fun. So I'm glad you brought that up, Anthony. It's just, get yourself accountability, seek some accountability, like, or just come and talk to us and we'll find a way to get you accountability, right? Like there's ways that we can help each other without having to be a monetary issue, right? There's ways that we can help each other with just being humans. And that changes the dynamic of the relationship that we have in our lives and our support. So, with that being said, we're actually going to be doing a no-cost group starting on Monday for some fitness stuff and nutrition. It's actually going to focus on 1 week of nutrition, just to kind of get people started in the right direction and see what things are out there and how you can empower yourself to make better choices. So that's just something we're going to do as a group with some leaders that are going to show some people just, a different way of doing something that you're probably wanting to maybe attempt yourself, and come and do it with a bunch of people seeking that accountability. And we're going to show you guys how to do that. So we'll put out some information. I'll let Sean go ahead and post that in a little bit, but I just wanted to make sure we put that out there for you guys.
Is there any final thoughts that Anthony wants to share with everybody today?
This morning I was, I have a system that I follow. What's up, Papa? Outside. Outside. Say hi to everybody.
Hi.
Yo, what's up?
I was I do my affirmations in the morning. I do my prayers, and I try to do something educational, and then I do my workouts. I try to have a nice early system. Wow. And this morning I put a post up earlier. You can see it on my page about Gary Vee and what he was talking about, ideas. And we talked about time today. We talked about commitment. We talked about accountability partners. And what he was saying, he had a good question that was asked. He said, how do you know as an entrepreneur when your idea is the right idea and when to put the right time into it? And he was funny. He was like, first I don't really listen to anybody, and the second I really try to listen from within. And the point is, he was like, sometimes when you have an idea, it's not at the right moment, at the right time, but if you continue to work on it and develop it, it can come to something as a reality that's super amazing. So just maybe the timing is right now, maybe it's not, but it's okay. But if you stop right now, then you only think, what if? So it was a pleasure. Thank you so much, Sean, for bringing me on. I had so much fun.
That was awesome, Anthony. Thanks for sharing. Sean, any final thoughts?
No, that's it, man. I put out the quick, just blurb about the nutrition thing for next week, but I think this was good, man. Like, it's fun to have a new voice, especially when we get in, a third person, right? And just be able to truly bounce off of each other and really, push each other. Like, I think that's the biggest thing and I think Anthony said earlier, like, let's push each other and let's challenge each other and let's show up for each other, because when we start to have those conversations, we literally start that ripple effect. As we start to, touch other people, then those people touch more people, and we can literally change the world that way. And that's when it gets fun, and I start to smile and look, I'm all excited now. So I thank you for having us on, man. It was a pleasure, and I look forward to more of these.
Guys, if you need anything, we are solutions to your problems. So let's just make sure we have those conversations. Reach out to us. Check in every week. We're going to have this around the same time. We'll post when we're going to go live, and you'll see more of us. We enjoy each and every one of you, and we look forward to speaking to each one of you as soon as you're ready to talk to us. So we hope you have an awesome day.
See ya.